Hello, today we're going to start our notes on fraction operations. This is a review of what you probably have already done with adding, subtracting, multiplying fractions. Hopefully it'll kind of refresh your memory and help you when you move forward into the 6th grade standard of dividing fractions. So the first thing that we want to remember is when adding or subtracting fractions, you must find the common denominator. So I want to circle some of our important terms: adding, subtracting, fractions, underlying common denominator. So find the common denominator. It's important. This is something that's very important, actually. It might even be a test question. So we're going to make a little star or asterisk next to it to remind us that that's a very important thing. Next, we're going to put in an example. Now, before I do that, I want to do a little bit of a refresher on fractions. So with fractions, or mixed numbers, remember, a mixed number is basically a fraction with a whole number attached to it. When we have that situation happening, like, for example, 2 and 1/2. Class, what do we call the top number of our fraction? What is that called? The numerator. What do we call the bottom number, class? Denominator. Denominator. That's important. As we talk about fractions, you need to know their names. And then this number right here would be just the whole number. And this whole thing together would be called a mixed number, as opposed to a fraction. Now, does anybody know if right here we have a 1/2? A 1/2 would be a proper fraction with the denominator being bigger than the numerator. What if the numerator was bigger than denominator? What would we call that, Noah Mangabat?
The number would be called
an improper fraction, correct. And we always need to try to make them proper when we're showing our answer. So we always want to make sure that the bottom number is bigger than the top. All right, so now let's give our example. And we're going to write 2 and, I messed that up, 2 and 5/6 plus 1 and 4/5.